Check it out. Halloween Scarface Air Force One. Got the little skeleton hand inside. Nice. Whoa, check it out. Black History Month Air Force One. All right. All right, welcome everybody back to my channel, Pinnaku's Hay Farm. Today I want to go over some shoe collection that I actually have and I've acquired over the years. I did over 20 years in retail selling shoes for both Nike and Under Armour. In that time, I was able to collect a lot of shoes, and some of those have come and gone, but I do have still a pretty good collection that I keep. And I kind of wanted to run through that because I was going through the closet today and I came across some and I was thinking, hey, these are pretty cool. I kind of forgot I had some of them. I also want to talk about some of the shoes that we use on the farm. So work boots, irrigating boots, stuff like that, things I used to drive on tractors, walk the fields. So that's why I'm thinking in this series we'll call it Nike Fashion versus Farm Function. And it's all just talking about the differences in the footwear. And I think it has a little bit of something for a lot of different people. And I hope you find value in that. Definitely something that's meaningful in my life, but I don't want to spend too much time on that part. Let's look at some shoes, okay? So I'm more of an Air Force guy. I think I do have a lot of Jordans that I will be showing at some point. Again, we'll see kind of what the appetite is, if there's a demand for this kind of stuff. And if not, then, you know, maybe we'll move on to some other farmer topics. But starting off my list here is the Lunar Air Force One leather. So this was kind of, again, something that I had just in the closet. Again, there's the receipt for it. Wanted to let you guys kind of see what this looks like. In terms of collection, this doesn't really have a lot of value to people who do collect shoes. This would be considered more of a common, but the idea is that, you know, as you look at it, it's definitely different, it's unique. The midsole is actually a lunar midsole, which means it's not the heavier things that Air Force Ones are kind of known for. It's actually really light for being an Air Force One, and because it doesn't have that heavy material on the inside. In terms of outsole, it's definitely the same thing you'd find on most Air Force Ones, and you see the cutaways going into the lunar bottoms. The top, it's got that lightning pattern inside there. And again, this is more of just a Air Force One common, but it has a really cool design. And when I picked it up at the time, I was really proud of it. I added it into my collection, knowing that it's probably just a common shoe, but I think it would look really nice with some jeans or maybe even some black denim, but that's kind of that guy. Continuing on with the shoes that we have in the collection, I want to point out this is the Air Force One Low Premium BHM, which is Black History Month. So this is size 11.5, and again, Air Force One card in there. And as we open this up, kind of see that this. Okay, so we have on the back here where it says BHM, Black History Month. There's a lot of detail work inside of the shoe. I don't know if you can see that through the finish. It's not etched, it's more of like a laser printed inside of it. As well as the 35 that's right there. Also on the tongue, I don't know if you can see that or not, it says BHM, Black History Month, 1976. All right, and again, never worn. On the inside, let's see here. On the inside it says, overcome the odds, make something on your sport, and change the world. So again, size 11.5. But these are Black History Month Air Force Ones. Pretty neat, huh? Again, we'll kind of just take a look at that. Go around that. Black History Month Air Force One. All right, now this Air Force One is kind of a chocolate mint kind of thing going on here. Again, another women's shoe that I have in the collection. I tend to collect size 9 on the women's sizes, and for the men's, I usually collect 11s. Probably about a standard size. I usually don't collect half sizes when I'm collecting, but I actually do wear an 11.5. So if I'm going to wear them for to go out, then I will buy an 11.5, usually an extra one, but I usually throw an 11 in the collection as well too. All right, so this is an Air Force One that's in the collection. It's a women's Air Force One. It would be considered a common, but again, dead stock, never been worn. Part of the collection I have, I like it because it's got this kind of this cover on it. It's like a lamination on the upper, really smooth. Nice. But yeah, that's a nice one there. All right, another shoe that I wanted to kind of show, it's not an Air Force One, but definitely part of the collection. This is the Air Trainer 1.3 Max Breathe MP. MP stands for Manny Pacquiao, and you can kind of see the symbol on the back. That's his symbol that we have here. The whole shoe is kind of like an iridium finish, very flashy. Also the colors of the Filipino flag. Here's a Nike athlete in his prime, definitely one of the best and fastest boxers that were out there. So it's kind of nice to see his product. I do have some other Pacquiao products that I was able to collect. But you look on the bottom here, look at the size of that air unit that's right there. I don't know if you guys can see all of that. But this shoe was awesome and amazing. It's still dead stock, never been worn. You look at the packaging, there's that bird that's right there, and then his logo on the side. So these shoes are awesome. Glad to have them in the collection, but you know, as we look at this, kind of reminded like, wow, it's pretty crazy the colorways and the schemes and the things that they can put together over at at Nike. So definitely the Manny Pacquiao Trainer. Yeah, so moving into the Air Force Ones again. Here's another colorway that I have, which is kind of a nectarine color. They actually call it black with pro gold. So this is an Air Force One, size 11. You can kind of see it's a black suede that we have here, orange on the bottom. Usually when I'm talking to people about how we talk about shoes, this was kind of from my retail days, is you kind of break it down from outsole, midsole to the uppers. And you would always say like, so for the outsole, we have a solid rubber outsole. As we move into the midsole, maybe it's more of a polyurethane, Phylon, whatever that may be, EVAs. Air Force Ones tend to be pretty heavy because they have a solid midsole. It's a very rigid shoe, and you'll hear a lot of people talk about, you know, try to avoid getting that crease right there from bending them or wearing them too often. This particular shoe, you can see Air Force One 82 on it. But it's a very clean shoe, and on the inside, limited edition right there. This was just kind of a shoe I picked up at the store one day, and I kind of liked the way it looked on the shelf, so I kind of wanted to have it, and actually kind of hoped to wear it at some point, but never really did, so it kind of just stayed in the collection. But again, some colorways just kind of catch your eye, and that was the case with this. So a good, nice Air Force One that I really like. The time when Nike used to embroider and emboss a lot of their shoes, a lot of that had storylines to it. Certain times of the year, they had Valentine's Air Force Ones, they had Halloween's. Sometimes they would do special events, and they would do that. I think nowadays it's probably more about colorways, so a little bit of going away from that embroidery and embossing stuff. I think a lot of people really like, true collectors were really about that. You know, to nowadays it's just this color symbolizes that. Well, here's kind of a throwback to how, you know, some of the stuff that we used to do back in the day. This is a Scarface Halloween Air Force One. So Air Force One Halloween. You can kind of see, anybody who's familiar with a Scarface knows that there was a black and white, just like the Scarface movie. This actually has the embroidered skeleton right here on the side. And then on the back it says Nike Air, and that's all embroidered as well too. On the tongue you have the same thing as well too. And it's all patent leather on the upper. So again, the bottom, I think I did wear this once, so this one probably isn't dead stock, but in the insole you can kind of see there's a skeleton hand and arm in there. And again, the half and half split between the orange and the black. So this is definitely one of my favorites that I have in the collection. And it's one of those ones that I think I actually have two pairs of this one to wear and one not to, but very clean, very awesome and amazing look that, you know, Nike used to do a long time ago with their collector shoes, and it's something that you'll kind of see out there at like shoe collecting events. People will be trading this one, but very proud to have it in the collection. It does well for us, and I'm really proud of it. Moving on to the other spectrum. Again, we've talked about Nike fashion. Now we got to talk about farm function. Farm function, right, for me, these will be my fall going into the winter shoes that I just picked up. Got these from Boot Barn. These are some Wolverine size 12s. A couple things about them. One is that they are waterproof, which is extremely important for me and what I'm going to be doing. Mud, muck, water, all that stuff. It's got a good solid toe on it, full leather on the uppers, and it goes pretty far up. So that's going to help protect my ankle from any prairie dog holes, stumbles, tumbles, falls, you name it. at least the shoes will help what they can. I also like the lace ups on there, so that kind of keeps me nice and tied up and cinched up. First time I've been using Wolverines, I tend to be more of a Danner guy. I'll show you guys some of that stuff that I have. But for farm work, this is going to be kind of something that I think is going to kind of help me out to the farm. Again, these are pretty good shoes. I did try a few different ones on before selecting these. But I'll be walking you guys through some of the stuff we have at the farm as well too. So yes. So that's some shoes that I have in the closets, some stuff that's just kind of put away, as well as, you know, my one pair of working boots that I have here. I do want to highlight a bunch more that I do have kind of on the farm, how I use them, what they're for, stuff like that. But just kind of give you guys an overview of just something that I've been through, a little piece of my life that I've had collecting footwear, and now utilizing farm footwear to actually keep me safe, keep me dry, keep me going, keep the farm going. All right, I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Let me know if this is something you guys are interested in. Definitely have a lot more of those if that's the case. If not, we'll move on to some other stuff. All right, as always, please like, subscribe, share with some people, and feel free to leave some comments. You know, we don't have a lot of those right now, and the farm and the channel is building, so you know, anything you guys can do to help, definitely appreciate that. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'll see you soon. Bye. All right.